This is the argument the Democrats are making to them, is that what else are you going to do? If you don't vote for us, that's effectively a vote for Donald Trump, even if you stay away and don't vote that day. And I wonder whether that was behind Joe Biden having sympathy for these protesters.
To end the civilian suffering of the Palestinian people and finally deliver a ceasefire and end this war. Those protesters out in the street, they have a point.
Ami, you said the protesters out on the street have a point. We had Barack Obama speak tonight at the DNC. We know what his Middle East policy was. We know what the Biden-Harris administration position has been. And it's no surprise that these protesters feel emboldened.
Yeah, no, look, there's no question that they are desperate to try to get these people to vote for them on this election, right? Then particularly in Michigan, right? That's kind of where they're saying, hey, if we lose these votes, we may lose Michigan. Also in Pennsylvania, there's quite a few of them. The reality is, of course, they're being emboldened. Absolutely. Look, that clip you showed, that's the real good people on both sides clip, right? Not the BS one they made about Donald Trump you mentioned before. Their signs are clear. They're not hiding the ball here. When he's talking about they have a good point, explain to me what point you're referring to, because when I was with them, they were calling for the destruction of the state of Israel. And by the way, they were crapping on you too, Genocide Joe, as they called him, or Killer Kamala, as they call her. I don't think you're right. When I was talking to these protesters about, are you going to vote for Kamala? They all said no. And I asked them, this might lead to a Trump victory. They don't care. They want to see the destruction of our system. And they were chanting, by the way, not just down with Israel, down with the cops. They were chanting down with the DNC, down with the Democrats. They are not down with the Democrats. That's for sure.
Okay, well, we'll see how those votes go. You don't have compulsory voting in America, so you do have the option to stay away. In Australia, it's a different system. If we don't turn up to vote, we get fined. That's an issue for another day. But
is that true?
The radicals aren't just outside. It is true. We've got compulsory voting in this country, preferential voting, very different system to yours. But the radicals aren't just in the streets, Ami. There's plenty of radicals inside the DNC venue, and giving an insight into how far left the Democrats have veered in recent years, we've learned that the head of a prominent social justice group, that's what they call themselves, who has published an essay calling for decriminalising of terrorist group Hamas, has visited the White House multiple times this year. That's according to official logs. Joyce Al-Joni's group has also called for the defunding of police forces and the elimination of immigration agencies. Why would a character like this have access to the White House? And who are they meeting with? What sort of influence are they having? I just find it astonishing that people who are this far, to the left, to the right, they're just, in my mind, borderline extremists. Why are they getting access to the Biden administration and to the White House?
Yeah, I don't think it's borderline extremists. I think these are extremists. I don't think there's any. Let's not pull our punches here. Look, I think you could look at it from a point of view of hey, we're giving them the benefit of the doubt. Or like that or you get it from the point of view of there's a real problem and the call is coming from inside the house. Look, if you want to give the benefit of the doubt, and this is not really the benefit of the doubt, this is also crass and terrible. Their viewpoint is purely electoral, which is, hey, we need to win this race and we will take votes from whoever we can get them from. And that means we're going to cater and kowtow the pro-Hamas wing of this party. We will do so. And that's to say that they don't believe it. That's to say they're just trying to make a political calculation here. There's another reading of this, which is, and I don't think this is Joe Biden, right? I do think this is Kamala, and it's some other people, extremists within. Look, again, Biden isn't running the show. He's not really president, right? So you have to ask the question, who's making the invitations? I don't think it's Joe Biden, right? He's not with us. He is no longer with us. So you have to ask the question, who are actually putting these invitations out to these radicals? Who are really taking the meetings? And we don't know the answer to that. But the truth is,
this
there
is
is
the
an
problem,
element
Ami.
that's the White House.
This is the problem. We don't know who in the administration is actually pulling the strings, because we know it's not Biden who's making the key decisions here. Ami Horowitz, stay safe. We'll speak to you again soon.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.